Hello everyone, I'm Apurva. I'm the technical sales manager for Zolar India and hope you and your family are in good health. So today I have with me one of our entry level tool presetters, which is the Smile Compact. Yes, it's a compact unit, but a very powerful tool presetter. Now what we see here is a tabletop unit which can be mounted on any sturdy table. But then we have a special design for the table. As you see here, there's a shelf for adapters. Then there's a slight extension so that you have some space for the label printer as well as the control unit. Now this is nothing but a non-contact type of camera-based tool presetter. So you have the camera on one side, the transmitted light on the other side. Now what you see here is the tower of the machine. It lets you move the optics carrier in the Z or the height axis. Now for this particular variant, you can go up to 350 mm in the Z axis. And similarly, you have the X axis or the diameter axis. And for this variant, you can measure diameters up to 320 mm. Now what you see over here is the spindle of the tool presetter. Now this is an SK50 taper spindle and it comes with a set of referencing spheres. Now these referencing spheres have a unique set of values associated with them. Now when you feed these values in the software, the measuring system understands where to take the reference from when measuring in the X direction as well as the Z direction. Now this is a very modular system. So irrespective of the type of tools you're using on your shop floor, could be BT, BBT, ISO, HSK, Kennametal, Capto, VDI, or even Mohs taper. So irrespective of the type of tools you're using, you can adapt those tools onto the spindle with the help of adapters. Now even these adapters will come with a set of referencing spheres with unique values, so that when you feed those values in the software, the measuring system will again understand where to take the reference from. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to mount an HSK63 tool on the spindle with the help of the HSK63 adapter. So I'm going to quickly take the adapter out, put it on the spindle, and it's done. So it's gravity-based clamping, and at the same time we also have an option of vacuum clamping. So there's a button on the membrane keypad. If I press that button, the vacuum clamping function is activated. So there's a vacuum which is generated around the external taper of the adapter. Now I'm going to pick the HSK63 tool and quickly mount it on the adapter and clamp it, and we are done. Now I'm going to give you a quick overview of the software functions. Now what we have here is a Windows 10 based system. Now for this particular variant of the tool presetter, we have the Pilot Starter software, which has a graphical interface. So a lot of emphasis has been given on user friendliness. So let's take a look. Now what you see on the screen is a pictorial representation of commonly used tools. So these are nothing but macro programs which allow the operator to quickly measure or preset tools. We call this the elephant function. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to measure the height of a drill which we already have clamped onto the HSK63 adapter. And I'm going to do that within 30 seconds. My time starts now. So I'm going to select the drill option. I'm going to confirm the adapter, which is HSK63. I'm going to move the camera so that the cutting edge is in the field of vision. I'm going to press OK. I will start the measuring process. And it's done. We have the value. Now let's take a look at another macro program. This one is for an end mill. I've mounted an end mill here. And this macro program is going to measure the diameter as well as the height of the end mill. And it is also going to require us to rotate the spindle by 360 degrees, because what it is going to do, it's going to keep on freezing images as we rotate the spindle, and it's going to give us the value of the entire rotated contour. So the advantage of using this particular macro is that it's going to take into consideration the radial as well as axial runout when giving us the measurement result. And like the drill, I'm going to measure this tool again in 30 seconds. My time starts now. Select the end mill, confirm the adapter, move the optics carrier, press OK, rotate the tool by 360 degree, press OK again, and our measurement result is ready. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is the boring bar, one of the most tedious and time-consuming tools to preset, especially when you're doing it on your machining center. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes even half an hour. But on the Smile Compact, I'm going to preset the boring bar to a specified radius, let's say 52 mm, using the special macro for the boring bar, and I'm going to do that within a minute. So my time starts now. I'm going to select the macro, confirm the adapter, move the camera so that the cutting edge is in the field of view, set the nominal value at 52 mm. Now it's asking me to focus the cutting edge so that it is at its highest point. Now it's focused. I press OK. Then I press the spindle lock button so that it doesn't move around when I'm adjusting the boring bar. And then I adjust the boring bar based on the graphical indication that I have on the screen. And what you see here is the real-time value of the cutting edge. I press OK. And done. So within a couple of microns, we have set the boring bar to the specified value of 52 mm. Now I'm going to talk about the page where you can create your own tool measurement programs and save them in the library for further use. So in this case, what I've done is I've taken a Capto C4 tool, and there's a Capto C4 adapter as well. And I'm going to move the camera so that, again, the cutting edge is in the field of vision. And once I do that, the crosshairs have automatically jumped onto the cutting edge. This is what we call as the dynamic crosshair function of the Smile Compact. So in this mode, irrespective of where your cutting edge is positioned, the system will automatically detect the cutting edge, jump onto the cutting edge, and recommend a type of cutter shape which is optimum for measurement of that particular cutting edge. So we have multiple options in the cutting edge shape library, and the system is intelligent and it selects one of its own depending on what it sees. So right now it has already selected the cutter edge shape 21. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly create a program. I'm going to show that to you and save it in the library. First, let's name the tool. Okay. For example, turning tool 001. Okay. Let's give it a tool number. Example 0075. And then we can input nominal values. So these nominal values are going to stay with the program so that whenever the operator calls that program from the library, the system is automatically going to direct the operator to go to that particular nominal point. So right now, for ease of explanation, I'm just going to play back the counter values as the nominal values. I also have an option of adding a tolerance band to these values so that you can measure the tools without having the fear of the measured values being outside the tolerance band. So now once that I've entered all the required values, I'm going to save this program in the library. So in the library, I have multiple options. These are folders that were already created. So I'm going to select, let's say, CNC2. Okay, and I'm going to save that in CNC2. Now that the program is saved, I'm going to refresh this page. Okay. Now move away the optics carrier. I'm going to access the library. I'm going to go on the CNC2 folder. Now you see that we had created turning tool 001 with tool number 75. I'm going to select that and press OK. You see that the program has already been uploaded over here, and the navigation arrow is directing me to the nominal position. So once I'm at the nominal position, I can focus the tool so that we are at the highest point and perform the measurement. And we have our results. So it's that quick. So it becomes very easy for the operator to organize the tool measurement data in the library and use that whenever required. Now I'm going to show you an interesting feature, which is the projector mode or the cutting edge inspection mode. So in the cutting edge inspection mode, instead of measuring with the transmitted light, we are going to check the tool with the incident light. So with the incident light, you're able to inspect certain features on the tool or check whether the tool is damaged. And at the same time, you can also measure the extent of wear with the movable crosshairs. So this enables you to perform certain studies where you can document the performance of the tool. For example, if you believe that there are certain tools that you are receiving from your supplier which are not performing well, you can perform a study. You can use those tools for cutting a few components, bring them back and check the extent of wear and take snapshots. So that way you can perform a proper, well-documented study for your wear. Now I'm going to give you a quick overview of the adapter management function. As I said, every adapter will come with a set of referencing spheres with unique values. So in order to feed those values in the software and in order for the measuring system to understand where to form the references, we have a particular module, which is the adapter management module. So in the adapter management module, what you have is a library of adapters that you create based on the type of adapters that you're using. Now, if you see over here, there are multiple adapters, and the ones which are in use on this particular presetter, we have already specified the values of the reference spheres. So the reference spheres values in the Z as well as the X have been specified so that whenever you select a particular adapter and physically use it to measure a tool, the system understands where to form the reference plane or the gauge plane and start the measurement from there. That is applicable for the X direction as well as the Z direction. To sum it up, I would say that the Smile Compact is a very powerful tool presetter, and irrespective of the number of machining centers that you have on your shop floor, it is going to help you drive down your setup time, drive down the number of rejections, and help improve your productivity. So it's more like a money saving machine. And I'm sure once you have the Smile Compact on your shop floor, it's going to bring a big smile on your face. And thank you for watching this video. Take care and stay safe.